This video is sponsored by ESR. There are tons of different iPads out there, and personally, there's only one iPad in my opinion that's 1000% worth the money, and the only iPad that you should be considering on your list for this holiday season, and that's this right here. This is the 9th generation entry-level iPad. Now, first off, the price is incredible. It starts at $329. Oh, wait a minute, that's Apple's price. Yes, at the time of filming this is right before Black Friday, so hopefully when you're watching this, you can still catch this deal, but Amazon has it right now for $229. I believe Target still has it for $229. I know Best Buy for a fact has it for $249. Regardless, you see the trend. It's at least $100 off pretty much everywhere out there. And so for $229, I feel like that is impossible to beat with any tablet. This is by far the best tablet that you're going to get for $229. And what exactly are you going to get? Well, again, you're getting the world's best tablet. It's no secret out there that iPads have just been dominating the tablet game. And I know that there are some Android tablets out there that are more than capable. And maybe you're thinking about getting your kids an Amazon Fire tablet. And you might be thinking that that's probably more than enough for them. And maybe that's true. But trust me, as someone who bought their daughter an Amazon Kindle Fire tablet, whatever they're called, I bought one for my daughter last year. And they're very slow, they're very sluggish, they have very minimal storage, and it's not just kids either. It's the perfect iPad for literally anyone who wants a tablet, who wants a larger extension of their phone to do some things that it just might be more comfortable and better suited, consuming content, responding to emails, looking things up on the web, that you just want a little bit of a bigger display. You want to chill on your couch. You want to look things up. You want to play games. Like, this is the perfect device. Now, before we get into more reasons on why I love this iPad, I'd like to take a moment to introduce today's sponsor, ESR, and their outstanding range of iPhone cases. These cases are incredibly well made, crafted from premium materials with enhanced grip and military-grade protection. They not only safeguard your valuable iPhone 15, but also add a sleek, functional touch. The functionality of these cases stands out, especially the stash stand. Initially appearing as a camera guard, it doubles as a kickstand, allowing you to prop up your iPhone in various useful ways. Whether it's resting on its right side, its left side, or vertically, which happens to be my personal favorite, while grabbing some lunch and just browsing through my phone. Now, I have several different options available here, and they all feature that cool stash stand. Now, this is the Cloud Soft case. It's wrapped in premium silicone for a better feel and grip. There's also the classic hybrid case, which is ESR's top tier clear case option. And then if you need more protection, you have the Armor Tough case, ensuring 360-degree military grade protection. Additionally, all of these cases are MagSafe compatible. Now, if you're interested in any of these cases, you can find them by clicking the link in the description down below. And they've also got a bunch of awesome MagSafe accessories that you can check out by searching for ESR MagSafe on Amazon. And this Black Friday, ESR is offering a fantastic 50% discount. So make sure to check them out and check out that link in the description down below. So thank you, ESR, for sponsoring this video. Now, the 9th generation iPad does start at 64 gigs, which isn't a large amount of storage by any means, but it's still bigger than most of those kid-driven Amazon Fire tablets, which I believe my daughter's is like 16 or 32 gigs. So obviously this is double the storage. Plus, Apple offers iCloud storage, which you most likely already have if you have another iPad or another Apple product around. And so you can kind of share that storage with some of your family members, or if this is for you, you can use that. If you're using this mostly at home or wherever there's Wi-Fi, you won't really need to download a lot of videos or anything, so 64 gigs should probably get you by. If not, 256 gig model is on sale for under $400. I believe it was like $379, which is insane. And I'll have the links in the description down below on where I'm seeing the best deals currently, but it looks like these iPads are going to be flying off the shelves this Black Friday and throughout the holiday season. So go run and pick them up if you're considering an iPad. Now, I know this iPad is a bit outdated in design. I mean, look, you have this big old chunky bezel here, but I promise you it doesn't matter. The iPad functions flawlessly. The display is more than good enough. Again, way better than some of those cheaper options out there, especially at this price point. And even though the hardware is outdated in terms of like its physical design, it's still well made and premium feeling. And the most important hardware on the inside is not that outdated. I mean, it is in terms of Apple standards and technology standards, because that's just ever growing, but for performance and for everyday tasks, it's perfectly fine. Now, I will be honest though, the display is probably the thing I dislike the most, but again, it's mostly because I'm coming from iPads like the iPad Pro, even the iPad Air, those have that like just that better display that Apple offers, which makes sense. They're significantly more expensive. And obviously for a $1,500 iPad, you're not getting a mini LED display that's on that $1,500 iPad on this one that's under $300. That's just not going to happen. And the other big downside are these big chunky bezels, which functionally doesn't impact your iPad at all. It just doesn't look as modern as some of the other iPads that Apple offers, and I'm guessing that most of you probably just don't care. My guess is this will eventually change when the 10th generation iPad becomes the entry-level option in the near future, or an iPad similar to that 10th gen in terms of design, that is. So if you want to wait, you can, but it'll be fine. If you are planning to consume a lot of content, the speakers are more than capable. They sound good enough for most situations, but if you got a good pair of Bluetooth headphones or maybe some AirPods, definitely helps enhance the experience. In my opinion, just makes things a lot better. Now, we watch a ton of content on this iPad. My kids do not wear headphones when they watch or play games, and so it's been totally fine. And they have been playing a lot of Apple Arcade games lately. I've been playing some games on it lately. I think it's the perfect tablet for light gaming. There are some limitations, however, most importantly with the storage. If you do get that 64 gig option and you're downloading a lot of videos, downloading a lot of games, that will eat up the storage pretty quickly. But in terms of like the actual performance of the games, it's not going to matter. It runs flawlessly, everything's smooth, no lag, no drop. It's just smooth as butter. It's pretty remarkable how this iPad at this price point is still so good for most people. If you want to use it for school, for work, or creating, you can get all of that work done here as well. Like, it's remarkable. This iPad is compatible with Apple's first generation Apple Pencil. It's not the best pencil that you can get out there, but it works perfectly fine. The latency is nearly non-existent. And, you got what you need to be able to write notes or creating works of art. You can pair it with a Bluetooth keyboard or a folio case. There are the little pin connectors here. It also works really, really well. And so if you have any Bluetooth keyboard, that'll work just fine. But if you get the case from Apple that goes with this pin connector here, just plop it on. It works immediately. No setup, no fuss. And you can start getting a bunch of tasks done, responding to emails, writing up documents a lot faster, taking notes for class. If you're in college and it's not cutting it so far and you want to get that second half of the year going and write, you can do that with this iPad. It also runs iPadOS 17, which has tons of great new features available that even this entry-level iPad can take advantage of. And lastly, before we end this video, there are a couple of things on this iPad that I kind of took for granted because I had them for so long and then they were removed for other things. And now when you go back to this iPad and really revisit it after a year, you kind of feel like, oh yeah, I really missed that. So the first thing I'm thinking of here is the headphone jack. So I talked about getting Bluetooth headphones or something, but you could just plug in random old wired Apple headphones or any 3.5 millimeter headphones to this iPad and it'll work just fine. I think that's going to be something that kids could really use because my kids personally have to have wired headphones for school. And so they could just go ahead and drop those onto this iPad. There is a camera here. That's not anything I take for granted. I never use the camera, but it's there if you want it and it's flush. So that kind of helps with the design. But you also get Touch ID, which, would you want Face ID? Sure, but that's a premium feature in the iPad Pro. Here, you got it with the original home button. And so if you are a fan of the home button, this is coming back and it works really well with Touch ID. And so, yeah, I mean, you're running Lightning. I don't really like that as I'm trying to go full USB-C, but hey, it's a 9th generation iPad. What can you expect? But overall, after a year or so of use with this iPad, it's held up amazing. It works really, really well. I think personally, it's the best iPad that money can buy. It's not the best iPad in terms of one-for-one features. That's obviously going to go to the iPad Pro. But I mean, it's like $1,500. You don't need that. Most people don't need that. If you just want an iPad to do iPad things and to even do a little bit more than that. Again, you can use it for work, school, and creations, making videos, making animations. You can do all of that on this iPad, and it'll work perfectly fine. Plus, you have the robust Apple ecosystem of apps, which, in my opinion, is just, it's the software that really makes the iPad that much better. And it's holding up really well. You're getting all the new releases. You got iPadOS 17. You'll most likely get iPadOS 18, maybe even 19. This will last you for many years. And so, yeah, I love it. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think. There's a lot of strong feelings about this iPad coming my way. Want to hear from you. Do you think you're going to pick one up? Do you have one? What are your thoughts on this iPad? Go ahead and let me know down in those comments. This has been Dan with Mac Rumors. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for entertaining my rant on the iPad 9th generation, why I think it's so good for everyone out there. And of course, I hope to see you around in the next video.